Alright, hey there YouTube, it's Charles with Dubs Media, and today we're going to be talking about my first thoughts and impressions on the eVOLV 200, so stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to break this video down into a couple of different sections here. So first we'll be talking about what's in the kit and why I ordered it from Adorama over the other brands. The build quality of the flash, power from the flash compared to like a strobe or something you put on your camera, and why I chose this over like the AD 600 or the Explorer 600 that's sold through Adorama as well. So we'll kind of start out with what's in the kit and then why I ordered it from Adorama. So if you don't already know, this flash is just rebranded by Adorama and sold as Flashpoint. Godox makes all of these flashes from what I understand, and you can get it under Godox, you can get it under Cheetah brand, or you can get it under Flashpoint. It's all the same thing. It's all controlled by the same system, so you can mix and match the different systems if you get them from different places. But I ordered it from Adorama mainly for the support. From all of the research that I've done, Adorama has the best support if you have any questions or anything that comes up with this, compared to something like a Godox. I heard that their support wasn't quite as well. So basically, you get the flash, you're going to get the lithium-ion battery and a charger to charge that battery, and the charger's in the house right now. So get that obviously in the kit. I'll set that aside here. You get this bare bulb flash head, and this flash head replaces the Fresnel head that just pops off of here, and so you can run it with a bare bulb system, which gets you a lot more even light and a light modifier. You also get the barn door kit that goes on the front of this, and it just kind of clicks on, which is a pretty cool idea. And you get the light modifiers, and all of that comes packaged in this little Flashpoint kind of carrying case here, which is all right. I'm using it right now to kind of store the stuff that I'm not using with the kit right now, but overall I would say the build quality of this flash is solid. It's a solid weight. All of the plastic and everything's kind of from flashes now are made of plastic, but I wouldn't say this was any less quality than like a Canon flash or something like that. So really good. The one kind of qualm that I've got with this is the rear LCD screen is not quite as bright as it could be. So if you're trying to control it from the rear LCD screen in direct sunlight, you will notice that that's not quite as bright. Becomes less of an issue if you do the R2 trigger with it. So this allows you to kind of control the flash off camera. Now this flash does come with TTL and high-speed sync. So with my Canon 70D, I can go up to 1/8,000th of a second with the shutter speed, and I can also do this in TTL where it meters through the lens as well. So overall build quality, I would have to say pretty decent. Can't complain, especially with where I'm coming from. Used to use before this guy, I used to use the Yongnuo 563s and 564s that don't give you TTL, and then I switched over to this guy, the YN600 EXRT, and that at least gave me TTL, but and they've worked pretty solidly for me. So I would say at least on par with that, if not a little better in the build quality department. So power from this flash. Ultimately, this flash is a 200 watt second flash. You can switch out the Fresnel head for the bare bulb head when you put it instead of a light modifier. But it's going to be the power of, or equivalent from what I understand, a power of about 2 or 2.5 of these. Some say 3, but I would say it's more 2.5 of these in a direct flash if you're using Fresnel to Fresnel head here. If you put it in the bare bulb mode and you put it in a light modifier, you will lose a little bit there, but ultimately it's a much more powerful flash. And the reason why I ordered this was to get into more off-camera flash. I've been using these guys, or that 600 EXRT to do off-camera flash in direct sunlight, and I just found that it doesn't really have the power to keep up with it. Um, Although the flash has worked decently for me in a fast action situation, say like a wedding or something like that. They don't fire really quickly, and in direct sunlight for midday shots for the wedding party and such, just doesn't have the kind of power that you're looking for to kind of drown out the sun when you're doing high-speed sync. So ultimately, the flash power itself that I was talking about is about 2 to 2.5 speed lights. And it's solely an off-camera flash. So something to kind of keep in mind there, you're not going to put this in a hot shoe and put it on your camera. This is going to be something you're going to stick in a light modifier or attach to you know, a holder. If you've got an assistant kind of holding it, you'll attach it to like a monopod or something like that, and have them kind of shape the light for you in a light modifier. So lastly, I kind of wanted to just talk about why I chose this over something like the AD600. If I'm looking to drown out the sun and have the most power possible, obviously that's the way to go. But when you're looking at the size and weight, if you kind of put this next to just a standard flash here, it's not much taller, and it's not incredibly wider than a standard flash, but you're getting the power of 2 to 2.5 of these in this package. So mobility is key with something like this. And now they just recently released a flash head called the AD-B2. I believe that's what they're calling it, where you can put 2 of these inside of a Bowens mount head. And you can have the power of 2 of these together, giving you effectively 400 watts. And I definitely thinking about picking up another one of these to kind of test that out. And just thinking about the light, the size and the weight of something like this, it's much easier to handle when you're an on-location shooter. I don't have a studio that I shoot from. All of my stuff is on location, and really I prefer it that way. I think that you get a little bit more realistic shots when you're out in nature and you're on location, things like that, than you get out of a studio. Not to talk down a studio strobe at all, or strobist at all, but it's just not the way that I prefer to shoot. So yeah, overall, I will be picking up a second one of these. So I'm going to be running with 2 of these guys. I like it that much. I ordered the first one to kind of test it out, see how I liked it. Kind of on a side note here, the battery life from this lithium-ion battery is crazy. Now, I shot with these guys 50 to 100 shots. You're probably going through a set, if not a full set, you're on that second set of 4 AA batteries. And I noticed the heat coming off of something like this in the middle of the day is crazy. You pull those batteries out of there, and you're going to end up with, you know, you can burn yourself on those batteries pretty easily, just from the heat that comes off of something like this. Now, this guy, in my initial testing anyway, I was able to shoot it probably 50 times. Between 30 and 50 times through TTL, and that's at various different shutter speeds, so that various different powers were coming out of the light, and it was still relatively cool to the touch. I wasn't worried about burning myself at all or anything on the light. So something to kind of keep in mind there. These lithium-ion batteries are crazy, and I think if I turn this on here, it's still running at just under full power, which is just crazy to get like 50 shots out of a flash like this with this much power, and it still be pretty much full battery. I don't think anybody that would be on location would have a problem getting through an entire shoot, or even an entire day on maybe one of these batteries. But if you do want to pick them up, I do know that Adorama sells them for, I think, $60, so you can have a spare battery with it. You get two batteries in one of these guys, and you'd be able to shoot all day long. I don't see why you couldn't. So really awesome on battery life, just as a side note there. So let me just kind of check my notes here and make sure I've hit everything that I wanted to kind of talk about in this video. Man, it looks like I did kind of touch on all of those different things. So alright, so this is one of many videos that I'll be shooting on different photography and videography equipment that I'm using. I focus more so on the photography side, but getting more into the video with making these YouTube videos and things like that. So I'll be doing different gear reviews, be talking about different techniques. I really like the idea of some of the YouTubers that kind of bring you on location and show you kind of what they're doing and what they're looking for in different shots. So hopefully getting into some of those videos as well. So if you liked it, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. And if you want to see future videos, hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell to get notified when I put up new content. So until next time, guys, get out there and shoot.